Hello folks, yesterday we looked into Wuchang's recent review bombing, why this occurred and how the devs have responded to this. Since then we've had a few more developments over on the official Wuchang Discord, so that's what we'll be diving into today. Before doing so, we're going to look at yesterday's patch and how things have been performing since. So, for those unaware, I said yesterday that I had tested Wuchang on both my PC and my Xbox Series X. The Xbox is basically having no issues, however, my PC is neither high nor low end. It's very mid and I had no idea how Wuchang was going to perform, but upon launch, the game was practically unplayable in certain regions, and despite all manner of troubleshooting, I could not resolve these issues. Since then, performance has improved substantially. There are still visual issues here and there, but for the most part, the game has become far more playable. I haven't had too long to test this, maybe 30 minutes or so of changing around settings and testing combat in various different locations, and although it's not 100% perfect, it is definitely a lot better. This seems to be the case for many folks who have contacted me over the past day or so to share their own experiences, and it would appear that the overall issues with performance have been quenched quite a bit. I'll do some further testing as and when I get more time, and I'm constantly lurking through Discord, forums, etc, so I should get a good idea to the general consensus too. And feel free to let me know below how things are going for yourself after the recent patch. The last video received nearly 400 comments in less than 24 hours. I do try to read them all, but do understand if you don't hear back from myself. Anyway, if we head on over to Wuchang's official Discord, we can see some recent posts made within my favorite channel on any Discord server, which would be announcements. In here, we can see there was a post made late yesterday at 7 PM UK time. It announces an additional update for the game, this time centering entirely around fixing gameplay as opposed to performance. It's quite brief, but it goes like this. Reduced landmine damage, if you know, you know. Adjusted the shrine location in the burning cavern of Worship's Rise in Runes, Chapter 4. Fixed the issue where the Nightmare Demon could occasionally fail to transition to the second battle phase. And fixed abnormal multi-playthrough stats for certain Jade pendants. Thank you for your continuous show of support. It means everything to our team. We're listening and we'll continue pushing. Now, despite being brief, I am glad to see these type of updates coming in the first day or so of the game's release. It shows they are listening and actively working on fixing issues as quick as they can. Now, in addition to this, if we scroll down just a little bit further, we can see that user reviews for Wuchang are now live on Metacritic. This was announced at around 9:30 last night UK time. So if we take a look in here as of this morning, which is roughly 13 or so hours later, we can see the user score currently sits at 7.0. And if we take a quick scroll through here, we can see the negative reviews are mixed between performance and simply not liking the game. I don't have much else to say about this. I like Wuchang, but I don't have a horse in this race. Make of this what you will. I'm simply just reporting on it. Anyway, roughly an hour or so after the Metacritic announcement was made on Discord, we received another announcement regarding an Xbox podcast featuring exclusive dev insights and another link for a Wuchang guide, but mine's better. In regards to the video, I'll link it in full below, but it was posted on the 23rd of July, so it doesn't have any new insights or information on Wuchang, so if you've already played the game, you can absolutely skip this. Anyway, that's it for the recent updates on Discord, but in yesterday's video, we took a look at the Steam charts for Wuchang, where of course we've seen this dramatic dip in players that took place within the first 24 hours of launch. Player count dropped to as low as 17,000, but as of yesterday's video, it had risen back up to around 70,000 players, and we can see now that yesterday it peaked at basically 102,000 players. Since then, it has dropped again, but to 400 more players than the previous day, and it has risen to between 70 and 80,000 players as of making this video. It'll be really interesting to see if this chart continues within the same pattern, or if the devs are able to drop an update that spikes the player base, and we possibly see a higher all-time peak in players, but we will just have to wait and see. We will be revisiting the Steam charts in any video where it's relevant to do so, just because I quite like the idea of following along. Now, as something a little bit off topic, but very relevant for all us gamers, I want to make you all aware of this petition that was recently created. If you are unaware of what's going on, then I'll summarise very briefly on what's happened. Steam have recently been pressured by an activist group or groups to essentially remove 418 games from its library. These games have already now been removed, and in a form of pushback, the petition was created. As of yesterday, this had around 50,000 signatures, but as of today, which is slightly less than 24 hours later, it's currently sitting at 110,000 signatures instead. To give you a rundown on what the petition is specifically about, I'll read the intro right now. The issue, MasterCard and Visa are interfering with legal entertainment, often under pressure from advocacy groups who want to censor what they deem problematic. We demand an end to this censorship of fiction and the right to choose the stories we enjoy without moral policing. MasterCard and Visa have increasingly used their financial control to pressure platforms into censoring legal fictional content. Entire genres of books, games, films, and artwork are being demonetized or deplatformed, not because they are illegal, but because they offend the personal values of executives or activist groups. This behavior is not just overreach, it's blatant hypocrisy. Now, to summarize the actual content of the games that have already been removed, they were essentially of the adult content variety, and as much as many of us may not care for those types of games, this is a very slippery slope that we've seen time and time again within all industries, and not just gaming. If we do not fight back against this now, then it will only be a matter of time before more mainstream games are affected by censorship. So I do encourage you all to visit the link below and sign this petition, share it around and spread the word as much as you can, and I don't believe it's region locked. But if we do nothing about this now, then creativity will be suppressed, and we absolutely cannot have that within gaming. Now, since yesterday's video, which as I previously mentioned, has gotten close to 400 comments already, I've seen that a lot of these comments do remark on having no performance issues on console or PC, and that they are thoroughly enjoying the game. If this is the case, then I advise all PC players to go and leave a review. Likewise, console players can use the Metacritic link in the description below to leave their own review. Wuchang will have these performance issues fleshed out. Its rating has taken a massive hit because of it, however, so it could use all the love it can get. Don't feel like I'm pushing you to do this, I'm just advising to share your own opinion, because all of those who have had a negative experience have certainly shared theirs. And as a final very brief side note, I had a few folks comment on the previous video to say that Wuchang wasn't review bombed, as the reviews contain genuine criticism, etc. However, if we do look up the Cambridge Dictionary definition for review bombing, it states this: a situation in which a large number of bad reviews, meaning reports giving an opinion about a book, computer game, film, etc., are put on the internet either by a lot of different people or by one person using a lot of different accounts, or an instance of this. And then we have some examples right here. I'm not being pedantic, I use the words review bombing because they are the correct words, and review bombing does not differentiate between warranted or unwarranted criticisms. So to say Wuchang was review bombed is not to take away from any of the legitimate reasons it has received these negative reviews, and I just wanted to clear that up. Anyway, that is just about it for today's video, folks. I have been hard at work on a few Wuchang guides already, and I do of course have a range of guides and news videos on the channel, so do feel free to stop on by and check things out. Otherwise, thanks for watching, folks. And until next time, peace.